Despite the numerous advantages that the Metaverse will bring, from improving our daily life to giving unthinkable opportunities to people, there are some rather dark areas worth mentioning in today's video.
Hello everyone, welcome to BlakUouT. Together, we are going to discover and analyze some technological advancements in depth. Fasten your seatbelts then and get ready to have a deep dive. On our mark, ready, steady, let's roll in.
Let's start with data. We have to approach this pragmatically though. In the past, Facebook had a problematic relationship with how it managed to user data, but that was back when we were still distinct from our digital lives. But once we jump to this new reality and our profiles aren't just a few pictures from our last vacation in Ibiza, but essentially everything we do in the Metaverse, we'll have to trust a firm that doesn't really specify how they're utilizing this data. If this was not clear enough, we mean cognitive activity measurement. You would probably deny your mother and father to have this type of access. However, in the future, you may be providing it to Meta. But we're talking about how firms will be able to build whole concepts that will be impossible to separate them from reality, which might be more frightening than giving them your personal information. Isn't it kind of alarming? We're currently primarily offered stuff that we agree with and that we want to consume, but extending that idea into the sphere of the Metaverse might cause us to lose touch with what is true. With the ability to not only change your status on Facebook, but now your whole universe, you could construct everything as you want it to be without any problems or people dying on the streets, wars, hunger, and so forth. If you didn't want COVID to exist, it wouldn't exist in the Metaverse. You won't be able to tell if what you're discussing with someone is genuinely what the virtual person is saying, or if it's just what Meta likes you to hear in order to keep you on the platform as long as possible. We'd basically be handing over control of our whole perception of what's real to third parties whose motivation has nothing to do with us benefiting. The only thing that will matter will be you watching the maximum number of advertisements they can show you. But wait, there's more. You may not realize it, but one of the most difficult aspects of running a business like this is the moderation of it. Facebook already has entire facilities devoted to searching for the worst things people are posting, abuse, violence, and trafficking, with the goal of preventing as much of it from disseminating as possible. If Meta wants to keep this moderation going in something as sophisticated and open as the Metaverse, they'll have to do it in a very intrusive way. If the company doesn't want it to collapse overnight, they'll have to keep an eye on, for example, what tattoos the user's virtual selves have, what the text on the clothes says, every single item you make or buy for your apartment, and many more. Okay, these are all valid points, but do you want to know what the biggest worry about the Metaverse is? The discussion is mainly around all the cool and amazing things that this new reality has to offer. But it all brings the issue of what will happen to us. At the end, as amazing as technology is, we're still people who need to eat well, drink enough water, exercise, connect with friends, and have a family. It's not guaranteed that the Metaverse will assist us in doing so in the future. The Metaverse is essentially the next version of social media with all of the benefits and drawbacks of previous platforms magnified to their maximum. You'll enjoy the thrill of intense shared experiences like you've never felt before, but you'll also be subjected to abuse that seems much closer and more unpleasant, to more confusing and more addicting activities. The thing is that it will be much harder to just remove your headset and continue with your life as usual. The Metaverse will not feel as optional as the internet now does. You'll need it for work to achieve the performance you're expected to. You'll need it to be part of the new society because your ordinary life will be quite boring in comparison to your existence in the Metaverse. Take a second to think about the moment you will take your VR gear off, the one that a while ago connected you to the fairy tale you built, being whoever you wanted to be, and now you look yourself in the mirror realizing you have imperfections and you're not flying anymore as moments before. Most probably we'll start taking less and less care of ourselves, Instead of that, we'll try to find more and more time to spend in the metaverse. This will probably apply to jobs as well. The video shared by Meta gives us an example of an architect who can create structures with his team in the metaverse. However, if the metaverse achieves its goals, no more offices are going to be needed. In reality, in a world where you can just press a few buttons and have everything you desire appearing in front of you, most people will undoubtedly be unemployed. In this new reality, fewer people will be doing more things. Engineers will not be required. There will be no need for gardeners or window cleaners. All you'll need are people who have ideas and know how to transform those concepts into digital commodities. We often talk about autonomous vehicles and hyper-connected cities, but if the metaverse takes over, we won't need cars, we won't need cities. All we'll need is a reliable internet connection and a place to sit. It's not a matter of whether or not we'll get to this new reality. It's a question of how we'll get there. The metaverse is already here, and we only continue to evolve towards what the company is pointing at. It is not just a typical social media thing. It's a world in which all of these large internet corporations are quietly but steadily investing tens of billions of dollars in collaborations. Facebook is the first to make this involvement official. We're talking about an unavoidable future, but there is something that might alleviate many of these anxieties. To maintain the metaverse as an open source, or in other words, to ensure that all of the code describing how it works remains available, resulting in less concerns about privacy and eavesdropping. Having some sort of control over your data sounds safer rather than trusting a company to manage it. While this will likely hinder growth because open source projects have a lower monetary motivation than keeping your secret source hidden behind closed doors, this may be a positive thing. Perhaps this will allow enough time for legislation and users' perception to align with this new world. There is no doubt that this is a sensitive topic that cannot be seen from a single perspective. Both positive and negative results are about to emerge. The only thing that we can all agree on is that this is a project that's already taking place. Do you think that the metaverse is going to impact your life more in a positive or in a negative way? Let us know in the comments below.
We hope you enjoyed our video. If you want to watch more similar content, then make sure you smash the like button, share this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to not lose any of our new uploads. Don't forget to leave a comment that you have subscribed, and we will try to reply as soon as possible. We black you out.